I think last year we supposed to do 4 shows, we ended up adding 3, and we turned people away. So, get there early, get your tickets. It's going to be off the chain. Uncut, unplugged, and unbelievable.
Now, are any of those days you doing like double shows, like some days?
Yes, 2 shows. 2 shows on Friday, 2 shows on Saturday.
Okay.
And one tonight, 8:30, and 8 and 10:30 on Friday and Saturday. And the show is going to be, trust me, it's going to be crazy. Those who came out to the Toyota Center and saw me open for Jill Scott and Maxwell, that was just a snippet and a cleaner version of what I do. Because everybody knows I'm a little bit. I push that envelope.
Now, how'd you hook up? Usually on those R&B tours, I haven't seen that in a long time where they bring comedians on, kind of like to start off the show.
Right.
How'd you get hooked up with that deal?
I started with new management, man, and they posed it to me. It was like, yo, there's opportunity. They're looking for a comedian for the tour, and I'm a fan of both, And I said, yo, throw my hat in. It wasn't as much money as I normally make, but I'm like, you know what? It's an opportunity for me to go out and tell jokes in front of people that wouldn't normally, come to a comedy show or see, to speak in third person, Guy Torrey. I sound like a boxer now. But yeah, so it was a great opportunity, man, and it was just fun, man. I made a lot of connections with, the Renaissance hotels were great and taking care of me, and Live Nation. So it was just great, man. Sorry, sales department, but it did take care of me.
Now, also there was word that tour had ended early because Jill Scott and Maxwell having problems with each other.
Totally false. Totally false. It couldn't be further from the truth. That came from one of them Negro I'm broke gossip.com websites. Yeah, nothing else to do but stir up trouble because they have nothing to talk about. Jill Scott and Maxwell couldn't get along better. As a matter of fact, some of the shows Jill would go into the audience and Max was serenading.
Wow,
so it was
kind of cool.
And it didn't end because Maxwell was supposed to go on after the 25th. We just ended in New York. Jill's contract, my contract, was supposed to be over then, and then he was going to go on with another artist. And for whatever reason, I don't know why those dates got canceled. There was some routing problems with the other artists, and they couldn't do them. But it had nothing to do with Jill and Max not getting along or ticket sales. So it was. I was trying to get on them other dates because I was like, extend my contract.
I know that's right.
Okay. Yeah, but it's good because it's bittersweet because I'm able to come here and play the Improv this weekend, 4th of July weekend, trying to make it a tradition every 4th of July. Maybe I come in. Last year we did it. This year we do it. Let's show up and show out.
All right, comedian Guy Torrey. Let me ask you this, Guy. At any time when you do comedy, are you afraid of any backlash? You could say like when you were just in here talking about LeBron.
Yep.
No holds barred. You were saying whatever it was you wanted to say. And there's a price that comes with your honesty as a comedian. From that particular person, from people who are fans, from just...
Of course. I got backlash from SWV when I first debuted on Def Jam in 1994. So, they said, is it me? Does SWV look like Jodeci and drag? So I got
what happened?
Wow.
Oh, they came to my brother. My brother Joe was like, why you? Joe was like, that was my brother. Flavor Flav had a little bit issue with me talking about him. Jason Kidd, when I did the Shaquille O'Neal roast, I talked about Jason Kidd's son's head. You can check that on YouTube.
And he's still promoting.
And he was mad at me. Shaq and them came at Shaq's wedding. The players came up to me and were saying Jason Kidd was talking to them at a game about my stand up on that roast. And I get backlash, but who cares? I know now. Hey, I'm gonna do what I do, man. I do it for the people. I don't do it for the celebrities. Somebody talking about me right now. Okay, I've been at some bad blogs. I don't care. But the big
what they say about you on the blog?
They say he's short or he's not that handsome or whatever. And they're all lies. But anyway, hey, at the end of the day, Jesus had haters, and he was perfect. Yeah. So you can't get mad at people, who gonna backlash. It was just broke pockets talking. That's all.
Broke pockets. I gotta write that one down. Broke pockets.
But I did change my setup though in D.C. We did D.C. Did a tour in D.C. I heard that Michelle Obama was coming to the show, so I had to kind of I wanted to clean up a little bit. And then 15 minutes before I went on stage, I get a message saying that she's bringing Sasha and Malia. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Because I still pushed the envelope a little bit, but then I was like, man, I'm going through my head. I'm blowing off old jokes from 97, that's clean and, and family friendly. And then, because I didn't want to be responsible for Sasha and Malia asking Barack about, big areolas. So, or be responsible for them ending up on the pole in about 16, 17 years. So I totally cleaned my act up, man. Then I found out that they weren't there. Michelle was there with her mother-in-law, and the first lady was there with her girlfriends and things like that. But Sasha Malia wasn't there. It was actually with Barack at a baseball game. But I was happy to know that. But I felt I heard
that pressure. Was that pressure?
Oh, a lot of pressure. But I heard she was laughing.
You had to change your show at the
last man, yeah, because in my head, all two of them been doing not the same set, but versions of the same set, because I try to tell it toward the show, not just do my own thing.
Right.
I wanted my act to complement Jill Scott and complement Maxwell.
Right.
So I wanted the second half of my set to be about the tour. That way it flows. The whole show flows. And so I've been doing that. And then when they told me Sasha Malie was gonna be there 15 minutes before I'm going on stage, I'm like, yo.
How often, Guy Torrey is in the studio with us this morning, comedian. How often do you have to change your show when you're performing?
It depends on just when you get new ideas. When you feel like a joke, you've been to a city.
At the spur of the moment, you could do that. You could be on stage and something just totally hit you right there.
All the time. That's what I love about my set. That's why I say it's unplugged, unplugged, uncut, and unbelievable, because I may have a structure of what I want to do. I may even do a joke I did before, but it's never in the same order. It's never the same setup. It's never told the same way. You got to keep it fresh for you. That way the audience is hearing it. Even if they heard it before, they're hearing it again a different way. And present it to them in a different way. You got to package it up. That's why I'm not an A. That's why those shows, those comedy shows like Last Comic Stand, what I just did,
I saw
and I had to kind of go at the judges because I'm not built for that type of show. But I wanted to expand my audience and go.
Why do you say you're not built like?
Not built for that show, man. I love being edgy, and I love being. And plus, with those judges,
you feel like you have to be. What you feel like it's more controlled or something like that?
More control. Yeah, you got to type your set out 2-3 weeks in advance and send it to them. Yeah, if you can't variate from like I'm in the moment. So if I get a better setup or a better punchline, I'm gonna change it.
So you lost.
Huh?
So you lost.
I'm off the show. And I'm glad I'm off the show because that contract was crazy, and I wouldn't have been able to do the Jill Scott Maxwell tour and a whole bunch of other things. But the thing about it was, I actually changed my set too. They told me I couldn't change anything, and I sent them an email saying, hey, you know what? I got 2 different setups and same material, but 2 different setups and punchline. They said, well, if you change it, you won't air. And I said, okay, I guess I won't be airing it.
You just didn't care like that?
I didn't care like that. I can't, because you know what? I gotta stay true to who I am. And
but
to
aren't
people who come
that have a certain amount of control, and they can kind of like keep,
they can't control me going to the improv.